So we're here on our last green of our last lesson. It's been a good process. I feel pretty good about it. You tell me how.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you gained some knowledge and you feel a little bit better about your game?
Yeah, definitely, especially on those short game shots, those 120-ish yard shots where you're really trying to hit the green. Those have been big as well. These shots, all of it's really helped a lot.
Awesome. Yep. Do you think some of this can help you get to your goal of being that scratch golfer that your goal is?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, eliminating strokes is the ultimate goal, especially on the greens is a huge help. Keeping tee shots in play is a big problem for me, so that's been helpful a lot.
Yeah,
keeping that face closed and everything.
Awesome. Yeah. We've talked about a lot throughout these 5 lessons. First lesson we hit some irons, I believe, for the first, or we hit driver for the first lesson. Mm-hmm. First lesson we hit some drivers. We've made a grip change, made a ball position change, mainly setup type stuff, which is usually when you're talking about a better player, you're not going to make a swing overhaul unless it's just really bad.
Right.
And you got a great swing. Like I said, usually most of the time when you're dealing with scratch golfers or low handicappers, it's something set up related, something small. But that's what we did with our drivers. The next thing we went, because you wanted to get a little more accuracy with your driver, and that's kind of what I was, and eliminate that big right miss.
Yeah.
With the second lesson, we did some short irons, some wedges. Try to hit them on the green. That's a big deal. Keep yourself after you smoke a drive down the middle, and you got that 120 to 150 yard shot. You really want to hit the green with that shot. To give yourself a chance to make birdie. That's what separates the 10 handicap from a scratch golfer. Saving those strokes from 150 yards and in. So I know from that we kind of worked on your transition a little bit, slowed it down, not try to kill it. If you need to go down a club, hit a little more club to keep that transition smooth, do it. Practice that on your own time and practice some. The third lesson we went and did some putting. I showed you a couple drills, the gate drill specifically and the right hand only drill. I'm a big fan of both of those. Have you had a chance to kind of try those on your own time?
Yeah, definitely. The right hand only has helped a lot as far as just consistency and especially speed. It's helped a lot.
Yeah.
And what you said about the grip pressure was huge. As soon as you said it, I could tell that I was squeezing the club.
Yep.
And that's helped a lot. Just feeling the club head through the shot more, closing that face. Like you said, I was kind of leaving it open.
Awesome.
So that's helped definitely. Yeah.
Awesome. We also talked about some short game with some chipping and stuff like that. I know we've covered a little bit of that on this playing lesson as well.
Yep.
About using different clubs or changing techniques. It all varies from player to player. You specifically said that you like to keep that one club. You've practiced it both ways since the lesson, and you think you're going to stick with that way.
Yeah.
I have no issue either way, however you want to do that, but just be sure we're picking those spots carefully. Yeah, we talked about. Have you had a chance to use that towel drill that we used?
Yeah, definitely. When I practice, I'll be putting and chipping. Use that towel drill to help me pick out a spot.
Yeah.
Instead of just aiming for the hole, and kind of getting a little squirrely with where I'm landing the ball. Focus on where it's landing, and hopefully that gets me closer to the hole. It's a little more consistent.
Absolutely. And then the last thing we did, we also did a club fitting. We determined that your standard clubs might be a little bit too flat for you. You might need to go up a degree or two upright, which is always helpful. If I was just looking at you, that's why hitting on a live board is so important. If I was just looking at you, you wouldn't look like an upright player to me. Usually you think of a taller player. They got more room between the ground and their arms, but exactly. Like I said, it all depends on the player and how they swing and how they move through the ball. And we kind of determined that maybe a degree or two upright might help eliminate some of your misses. So that's something to think about. We also tried some different shafts on that club fitting. We went way lighter. That didn't work too well. It kind of threw your timing off. Then we went to a little bit kind of in the middle of what you have and a really light shaft, and you started striping it right away with that degree upright and a little lighter shaft than what you're accustomed to. So always keep that in mind. If you're looking for more distance, more accuracy, which every golfer is, that's something just to keep in mind.
Definitely.
And then today we've kind of wrapped up with an on-course lesson. You got any takeaways from this on-course? Has it helped you some, or do you think the range is more beneficial, or you kind of talk to me? Have you ever had an on-course lesson before?
Not really. Lessons in the past haven't really been. I haven't done them a whole lot in general. And when I have, it's been on the range. So doing on-course playing lessons helps a lot. It helps visualize shots and how they apply to the course aspect of the game instead of just hitting range shots. Hitting towards the green on the range isn't quite the same as in a fairway heading toward the green and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So that's helped a ton.
I would encourage everybody to take an on-course lesson, because that's ultimately, you can bang balls all day long
Yep.
on the range, and it has its place for sure.
Yep.
But especially for the better golfer who doesn't have a lot of swing flaws,
Yep.
this is where you save your shots.
Yep,
Visualize and thinking about your misses, thinking about where you want to place the ball, picking out spots on the green. All that little stuff really adds up to lower your scores.
Yep, absolutely.
But that's about all I've got, man. We've covered a lot. I hope it's been worth it for you.
Definitely. It's helped a lot.
I've enjoyed it.
Yep,
So,
absolutely.
if you ever have any questions in the future, please come see me.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate all the help.
Awesome. Thanks, Connor.
Absolutely.